Ukraine's main intelligence directorate has released rare archival footage of one of its special units in action. These images open a window into the daily reality of Ukraine's elite fighters, working in the most dangerous and demanding conditions. The video shows them clearing buildings room by room, moving with precision and discipline. Every corner, every doorway is checked with absolute focus, as if their lives and the lives of their comrades depend on it. Between the assaults, the fighters are seen organizing evacuations, pulling the wounded from under fire, and delivering them to safety. Even in the heat of combat, their coordination and professionalism never falter. Other scenes show them storming fortified positions, advancing under fire, and working as a single, unified machine. Each movement is calculated, each role executed with perfection. What stands out in these images is not only their skill, but their resilience. Whether in evacuation or assault, defense or attack, the unit shows the same unwavering determination. This archival footage is more than just documentation. It is proof of the level of training, discipline, and courage inside Ukraine's most elite formations. In a war that tests every soldier, these men embody the highest standard of professionalism. A reminder that behind every successful operation stands not only technology and weapons, but also the skill, sacrifice, and unity of Ukraine's fighters. Toretsk, on one of the city's roads, a routine movement of Russian troops turned into chaos in less than a minute. As their vehicle advanced, the whine of engines above signaled the arrival of Ukrainian FPV drones. The first strike came fast, slamming into the machine and crippling it on the spot. Smoke poured from the vehicle as the crew tried to react. But before they could recover, a second drone arrived. With pinpoint precision, it delivered another devastating hit. In moments, the armored vehicle was disabled, its crew injured and thrown into disarray. What became of them afterward is unknown, but the wreckage left behind told the story clearly enough. 1 minute, 2 drones, an entire Russian unit stopped in its tracks. In Toretsk, once again, Ukrainian operators proved how quickly the tide of battle can turn. The Ukrainian military has unveiled a new development, a drone equipped with a grenade launcher. Tested in real combat, it has already shown promising results, striking enemy positions with accuracy. The concept turns a simple drone into a mobile fire platform, capable of delivering explosive power from the sky. For now, the system still needs refinement and upgrades, but each mission proves its potential, and with improvements. Thanks to the precise work of Ukraine's Ballista Air Group, another powerful strike was delivered against Russian forces. Enemy transport vehicles, carrying troops and supplies, were detected and targeted. Within moments, drones descended with pinpoint accuracy. Explosions ripped through the convoy, destroying several vehicles and the soldiers inside. But the operation did not stop there. A key communications antenna, vital for Russian coordination and logistics, was also struck. The blast toppled the structure, cutting off enemy units from their command. In one mission, the Ballista Air Group inflicted losses in manpower, destroyed transport, and crippled communications. The result, Russian forces left scattered, blind, and weakened on the battlefield. On the front line, Ukrainian fighters unleashed a devastating new strike. A drone, armed with napalm, was sent directly toward Russian troop positions. From above, it descended on enemy shelters, simple dugouts, and makeshift fortifications. In an instant, fire swept across them, consuming everything in its path. The flames spread fast, turning cover into a death trap. Russian troops had no choice but to abandon their positions, fleeing from the inferno that left nothing behind but ash and smoke. The strike was swift, effective, and absolute. In just minutes, the enemy lost both their shelter and their ability to hold the line. One drone, one payload of fire, enough to change the battlefield. In the combat zone, Ukrainian fighters carried out one of their boldest operations yet. Shielded by HMMWV, they advanced deep into enemy-held territory, toward a massive 9-story building where Russian troops had dug in. The enemy believed the structure would protect them. Dozens of soldiers used its walls as a fortress, stockpiling weapons and preparing for further assaults. But the Ukrainians had other plans. Moving with precision, the assault group infiltrated the building. Instead of direct confrontation, they laid a trap, anti-tank mines carefully placed and rigged with a timer mechanism. Every movement had to be perfect. A single mistake could trigger the explosives too soon. Yet the fighters worked quickly and silently, setting the charges and retreating back under the cover of their HMMWV. Minutes later, at a safe distance, the silence of the night was shattered. A monstrous explosion ripped through the air. The 9-story building collapsed in on itself, concrete and steel crashing down in a wave of fire and dust. The Russian troops inside had no chance. What they thought was an impregnable fortress became their tomb. Weapons, equipment, and personnel were buried under tons of rubble. For Ukraine's fighters, this was more than just destruction of a position. It was a message. Nowhere is safe, no structure too strong. With planning, courage, and precision, even a fortress can be erased in a single strike. Another daring success, proving once again that ingenuity and determination will always outmatch numbers and concrete.